Hello, this is Justin Jacobs with the Go Beyond team, and this is a special webinar to go over the business side of Beyond Organic. I'll tell you, a year ago when my cousin Dr. Pete called me and said he had landed on the biggest opportunity of his career, even though I wasn't looking for a business opportunity at the time, it was definitely worth sitting up and taking notice because Dr. Pete was a multi-millionaire businessman. He runs the largest or one of the largest chiropractic clinics in North America and is a millionaire several times over. And I tell you, for Pete to say something like that, it was worth looking into. I was currently running several businesses at the time and really wasn't looking for anything new. But I'll tell you, as I dove into this opportunity and this industry, several key factors came together for me that really made this an unprecedented opportunity. When we're looking at business, we're always looking at things like market, timing, growth industries, product lines. We're looking at all the key factors that come together to make it a good opportunity. And I want to share those things with you here over the next 20 minutes. What I found in my research over a 6-week period of time as I investigated this company was what I call an absolute power wave. A power wave I define as really an economic situation where several key factors came together at a specific time to create an unprecedented opportunity. And really what I found was 5 key points that made up this power wave that I believe that make this one of the greatest opportunities in America today. Let's dive into these 5 key points that I found here just under a year ago. Number one is, and this is kind of a sad thing, I call it the sad state of American health. When we look at the state of American health, last year we were ranked the sickest industrialized nation in the world. And if you look at the decline we've taken over the last 30, 40 years, the statistics are really staggering in this country. 1 out of 2 men and 1 out of 3 women get cancer in America. 1 in 3 of us is obese. That's probably not surprising to you because these are headlines. This is stuff you hear about all the time in the news and in magazines and in newspaper articles. You see this all over the place. Number 1 cause of death in the U.S. among children is cancer. That's a staggering statistic. Look, there's thousands of statistics like this to back up the decline of American health. But really, I'm highlighting some of the ones that I found the most shocking. In 1970, there was 1 in 10,000 babies born with autism. Today, folks, that number is 1 in 153. Diabetes has doubled in the last 10 years. Healthcare bills, get this. Everybody says that the number 1 cause of divorce is money issues, right? But look at this. Healthcare bills are the number 1 cause of bankruptcy in America today. And finally, half of American children suffer from some chronic illness. Folks, Americans are getting sicker and sicker. We're declining rapidly. Most people out there know this. This has become mainstream today, and people are really looking for answers. We're looking to stay healthy and not rely on our medical community to, make us well after we've become sick. We're looking to stay healthy on the front end, and I'll show you some statistics that back this up as we get in here to key factor number 2, and that's the organic food industry. As I studied the organic food industry as a whole, I found some amazing stuff. Look at the growth of this industry. In the last 20 years, the organic food industry grew from a $1 billion market to a $27 billion market. And if you look at that, that's some of the greatest growth of virtually any industry during that same period of time. But watch this. It's the fastest growing right now and most profitable segment of American agriculture. So you look at getting involved with an industry, everybody wants to be involved with an industry that's on the front end of an explosion or a movement. Right now, it's the fastest growing. In fact, it's currently growing at double digits per year, 10% minimum over the last 20 years or the last 10 years. This industry has grown, so we're continuing to see double-digit growth, even some years as much as 20%. And look at the statistics. The majority of people surveyed in every income range said they would prefer to eat organic food if they were given the choice. Now watch this, guys. That's great statistics, but we don't want to get involved with an industry that's at the peak, right, where it's just about to peak out at the end of its growth cycle. We want to get in on the beginning. And you look at organic food and beverage sales currently represent 4% of overall food and beverage sales. This is from 2010, just a few years ago, only 4% and growing like gangbusters. Let's look at Power Wave key factor number 3, and that's what I call critical mass. Remember that last statistic that 4% of all of our food, and we talked about getting involved on the front end of a movement, not after an industry peak. When we look at the growth of an industry or the growth of a product line, it follows what we call an S-curve in economics, and that's where you've got this initial period of time that we call inception, and that's the inception of a product line or a concept. You know, organic used to be called natural 30 years ago, but now we've got this organic industry that's evolved and shown up over time where we're not putting the chemicals and the pesticides in, and people love this concept. People are really drawn to the idea that, hey, we're not adding poisons to our food. We're allowing it to grow naturally the way God intended. You've got this inception period that's typically from 0 to 10% market penetration. There's slow growth. There's typically problems. The market figures itself out, and the consumer grabs hold of it, right? But once 10% of a market grabs hold of any industry, we see this next phase in the S-curve, which we call critical mass. And that's this overnight explosion where we go from 10% market share to 90% market share almost overnight. If you think back to the cell phone industry, if you remember, cell phones were out for 20 years. People had them in their cars. Rich folks had them in their Mercedes. People used to carry backpacks around or these big brick phones around. Pagers became mainstream for a couple of years. And all of a sudden, when the digital cell phone was introduced, overnight, in a matter of just a couple of years, everybody in America had a cell phone. You've seen that industry reinvent itself in the last few years with the introduction of smartphones. We went from smartphones probably came out about 10 years ago, and now you can't get through your day-to-day activities without a smartphone, and that's what we call critical mass. Folks, if you can get involved with a market during the inception period, all fortunes in America are made during critical mass, but you want to get in the inception period. You don't want to wait until critical mass has peaked. All fortunes are made with folks that get in during the inception phase and then ride it through critical mass. Let's look at online shopping. All of our foods, beverages, skincare lines, everything is shipped direct from the farm to your front door, and everything's ordered online. This is crazy for the food industry, but when you look at the growth of what we call e-commerce, e-commerce, even though the Internet's been around for about 25 years now, e-commerce has yet to hit critical mass. Internet sales increase every single year as a percentage of our gross domestic product. So every single year since the inception of the Internet, I found this amazing, the gross sales of the Internet as a percentage of total volume of spending out there in America has increased every single year. What's that mean? It means people get more and more comfortable every single year shopping online, especially with the explosion of smartphones and the ability to shop right off of your smartphone. Internet sales in 2011 made up just over 5% of all sales. What's that mean, folks? It means the organic food industry and the e-commerce industry are both on the verge, on the fringe of reaching critical mass, and we are on the front end of both of those industries with Beyond Organic. And let's look at the last key factor here as I make up the 5 factors of what I call our power wave, and that is Americans are looking for an opportunity. They're just not making it financially. Look at some of these statistics, folks. America is the largest in-debt nation in the world. In fact, our debt is equal and has actually surpassed our economy since I pulled this statistic, meaning the value of our debt is equal to the value of all goods and services that we produce in a year. That is a horrible place to be as a nation. Number 2, the national debt is growing at a 6% annual pace, while our gross domestic product is closer to 2%. Remember what I said when I found that first statistic? That's an old statistic at this point. We're now more in debt than the equal to our economy, and it continues to get worse by almost 4% a year. The average family today, folks, has 2 incomes, but less disposable income than a 1-income family did in 1973. In 1973, you could have 1 person in the home working, but have more spendable income than today's 2-income family. We are going backwards fast. Americans just aren't making it financially, folks. And look at this. This is a 60-year-old statistic. Less than 5% of Americans, according to the Social Security Administration, make it to age 65 with more than $35,000 a year in annual income. When Social Security was created, folks, there was 34 people working for every 1 person collecting Social Security. Today, that's a 1-to-2 ratio. We need to figure it out. Before Alan Greenspan left office, he said, Americans have one choice to make it financially, and that is to go create their own income. American statistics show us that 80% of Americans would like to own their own business, but they figure they don't have the know-how, they don't have the financial means to start a business, and they don't have anybody to teach them how to do it, right? That's the problem in America, and we offer all of those things to folks. Folks, you might take these 5 factors, and it makes an absolute power wave where everything has come together at the right time. We call it the perfect storm to get into business and to capitalize on this explosive industry where it sits today. Now, let's add a couple more things to our power wave, if you will. Number one thing I wanted to add to our power wave was who are we in business with, right? This is a major thing. It's who we're in business with. And when we look at Jordan Rubin, one of the icons in America, one of the leading entrepreneurs in America, look what he's done. He founded in 1999 Garden of Life, and by 2004, it was named one of America's fastest-growing privately held companies on both the Inc. 500 list and Entrepreneur Magazine. Guys, understand, in 1999, Jordan was nearly 20 years old. So, I mean, you're talking about a 20-year-old guy starting a supplement company, and in 5 years, it was named America's fastest-growing privately held companies. That's an amazing statistic. Look at this. Number 1 selling nutritional supplement brand in America. Garden of Life has generated over $1 billion in retail sales during the past 10 years. Do you think this guy knows how to build a business? He is a gifted individual. Some people call him a genius. When Dr. Pete called me, he said, look, I am so excited to be in business with Jordan Rubin because the guy is a genius. He's one of the greatest entrepreneurs in the world. And on top of that, he's one of the world's leading, most respected experts in natural health. His last company increased 50 times in value over the last 12 years. Folks, today it's the 3rd largest supplement company in the world, and he sold Garden of Life to launch his life's mission, Beyond Organic. I could not be more excited to be involved with a guy like Jordan Rubin as he launches his next great thing, his next great company. He actually walked away from a company like Garden of Life to start it. Just an amazing man. Let's look at something else. Passion beats talent every time. This is what I was taught early on by one of my mentors in business, right? You look at Jordan's death-to-life story through natural healing and the passion that surrounds his mission to take that message to America and ultimately the world. I want to get a guy behind a guy that's that passionate about what he's doing in life and that excited about. This isn't a money game to Jordan Rubin. This is a change of the world thing, a calling in life thing. And that's, I can always get behind the guy that's that passionate about what he's doing. But tell you what about Jordan Rubin, he's got both. He's got the talent, the know-how, the expertise, and he's got the passion. And I am 100% all in, willing to follow a guy like Jordan Rubin. Look what he said to me. He said, Justin, I'm ready to do it again, and I want you to join me. Folks, he wants you to join him as well. He's saying the same thing to you. You don't take this message to the world alone. You take it with a team, with a group of committed people that get as passionate about the calling as he did on getting the health of America back. And I couldn't be more excited to partner with a guy like Jordan Rubin. For a guy like me who's in the construction industry, rarely, in fact, never, I'll tell you up to this point, has the opportunity to partner in business with a guy like Jordan Rubin ever crossed my path. And once I figured out who Jordan was, I was more than excited to hop on board and do whatever I could to earn the respect of this man, Jordan Rubin. Now let's look at this, the products, right? What are we selling? I mean, if you don't want to get into a business right now in America where you're selling Walkmans, right, you're not going to do very well selling Walkmans in America. Some of you listening to this probably don't even remember what a Walkman was, but it was an AM/FM cassette tape player that you wore on your belt. It was, probably the size of a medium-sized book, right? You carried this thing around. Now you have MP3 players built into everything. So let's look at the products that we're selling, shall we? Number one, they're consumable, right? If I want to make money every month selling a product, do I want to get into the business of selling big screen TVs? No, because people buy a big screen TV once every 10, 15 years, right? I want to get in the business of something that people use every single day. And guess what? People eat, drink, and wash every day, and these are the products we launch. I use every one of our products every single day of the week, no matter what. It's in demand. We already went through the statistics that majority of people in every income range would prefer to buy organic if they had the choice. But, guys, this is hard to come by. It's not that easy to find super nutritious, healthy, organic foods out there in today's day and age. My wife and I were at the grocery store tonight. Half the organic section was sold out. We couldn't get half of what was on our grocery list because they were sold out of half of the organic section. Stores just can't keep the stuff in stock. There's not enough production out there to meet the demand. Fulfills a need that isn't being met in any other source. You know, one of the things Jordan said to me when I originally talked to him is he said, Justin, you understand you've got a product line here that everybody in America is looking for. Nobody can find it anywhere, and we can't be duplicated. The land isn't available. The cattle isn't available. We own the purest spring water in North America. You just can't reproduce what we've done. I spent 15 years of my life and invested $50 million. He invested 50. I stutter when I say it because it's just a staggering statistic. Most companies start with a shoestring budget or a small amount of capital until they get rolling. Jordan went all in with $50 million. Folks, nobody in America has the ability to do what he does or has the expertise to do what he's done with Beyond Organic. Grain-fed beef and dairy, the best source of complete protein that you can possibly get in the world. We are the number one source of probiotics in the world. Guys, you can't overdose on probiotics. Did you know that? You can't get enough strands of probiotics. You can't get enough microorganisms of probiotics. There is no source that's adequate of probiotics in America today. We're the number one source of probiotics in the world. We're the best everyday source of healthy fats. You know, when you try to get healthy fats in your diet, you're eating things like chia seed, flax seed. You're eating wild-caught salmon. I don't know about you, but I live in the Midwest in Minnesota in the middle of a landmass. It's not like we just have wild-caught salmon showing up at our front doors every day. It's just not that available. So to have this source of super healthy green-fed beef and dairy where I can get all my healthy fats, that's amazing, along with our EA Live foods and our dried and our soaked enzyme-activated nuts and seeds. This is a great source of our healthy fats. Purest spring water in North America. Our product line can't be duplicated. I just talked about that. And finally, Terrain, our newest addition to the Beyond Organic product line, the most advanced herbal delivery system ever created in the world. Guys, this is a product that's absolutely going to redefine Beyond Organic as the most advanced health and nutrition company in the world. Now, these are products I can get behind, not to mention that these products absolutely changed my life. That's a whole other talk all in itself. That's not for this webinar, but I'll tell you, these are amazing products, and everybody that gets on them, the success stories are just endless of what is happening to folks when they get on these products. So the products are outstanding. So you've got your Power Wave, you've got an industry icon like Jordan Rubin, and you've got the most amazing products in the world behind you. These all come together to make this just an unprecedented opportunity right now in North America. Guys, we do two simple things. Number one, we use and recommend Beyond Organic products. And number two, we enroll others to do the same thing. And it's really that simple. There's not a lot of overhead. There's no capital with this business. You're not warehousing product. You don't have employees. You don't have a big payroll to worry about. Beyond Organic takes care of everything. All we have to do is consume these amazing products, recommend them to other people, and enroll other folks that want to do the same thing as us and share this message and these products in this company with the world. And it's really that simple, just like I'm doing with you here tonight. One of the things I recommend is our Fast Start Pack, which is $499. This is absolutely the best way to get registered with Beyond Organic and our Mission Marketer program, which is our business development team. You look at what you get with the Fast Start Pack. You're going to get the Mission Marketer memberships. Okay, so you're going to be a Mission Marketer and a representative of Beyond Organic. You're going to get your own Mission Marketer website, your own duplicate website of the corporate website where customers can go shop right directly on your website. You're going to get 10 Beyond Organic living magazines, because this is an 80-page magazine with tons of valuable articles. It's basically our catalog. It goes through every product line that we offer. You're going to get 2 of Jordan Rubin's books, Living Beyond Organic, his most recent book, and 2 memberships to Beyond Organic University. This is Jordan's first-year health coaching program. It's about a 60-hour course. It probably took me 4 months to get through this course to become a certified health coach. And from what I hear, the information you get out of this course is equal to any 2-year degree that's out there. Amazing information as you go through Beyond Organic University. You get a full membership for 2 people and full access to Beyond Organic University. It's not just a study course. There's recipes from the chefs in there and success stories and all kinds of resources to help you build your business and live a super healthy life. Look what else you get with the Fast Start Pack. You're going to have sampling of just about all of our products. You're going to get our Terrain Sacred Herbs. You're going to get our Terrain Kombucha Black Tea, turmeric. You're going to get our anti-aging serum, our anti-aging cleanser, our anti-aging toner. You're going to get 12 bottles of our Swear Aviva, our cultured whey product, 2 packs of green finish, air-dried biltong, just an amazing beef product you can just grab and go. 1 pack of EA Live cinnamon raisin granola. I eat that almost every single day. And a pack of our EA Live omega-7 seed crackers, which we make Amasi parfaits with. We add them to smoothies. We put them on our cereal. We bake with that product. There's just about everything. It's our 7-seed blend in its purest form. We have a sampling of all this stuff for $499. You own a duplicate website of Beyond Organic, and you're now part of the Mission Marketer team and have full access to all the resources of Beyond Organic. I spent probably close to $500 when I was 12 years old to start my own lawn mowing business in the neighborhood, to create 10 accounts. I spent close to $500 just in gas and flyers and time going out and putting flyers on the door. Where can you start a business in America for $499 that has no overhead, no ongoing monthly expenses, gives you all the resources you need, and gives you the partnership of a powerhouse, a company? You're basically representing a company that took $50 million to build and produce for $499. No place else in America can you get that kind of value. There's a couple other options with that, but I really recommend the $499 Fast Start Pack. There's a $199 option, and then if you're really aggressive, you really want to go after this thing, there's our $999 Executive Fast Start Pack is also available. Let's look at the profit centers in Beyond Organic. There's 8 different profit centers that we get paid in. Number 1, we get retail commission. When a customer goes and shops on our website, we make 20% of that order in the form of a weekly bonus check. So the company literally sends us a check. Now, what's cool about that is I didn't invest the money to buy that product, warehouse it, and resell it. All I did was give somebody access to my website, promote the foods, beverages, and skincare. They went on, bought the product, and the company sent me a check for 20% of that order, the difference between retail and wholesale. Pretty cool stuff. Second, we've got what's called a first order bonus. When you recommend Beyond Organic and somebody shops on your website, you make 10% bonus on their very first order. Now, that's in addition to any retail commissions that you might be getting. So you get a first order bonus on top of that. Then we've got what's called our enroller bonus. So anybody that you enroll as a preferred customer, which is our membership customer program, people can enroll as a customer for $19.95. They're going to get the same discount on foods and products that you get, but everything they buy, you're going to get 7% commission on those foods every single month. Same with any mission marketers that you enroll. As you enroll mission marketers at that $199, $499, or $999 package, either one, you're going to make a 7% enroller bonus. And then listen to this, anybody those folks enroll, you're also going to make 7% on. How cool is that? If you refer your brother John or your best friend Mary to Beyond Organic and she signs up as a mission marketer, now anybody that Mary or John enrolls in the business, you also make 7% commission on. Pretty cool. Anybody on your front line, you're going to make an additional 3%. I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Preferred customer bonus of 7%. That's the same as the enroller bonus on your preferred customers. Generational Business Center bonuses. Now, this all kicks in when you reach a level called Vice President. Now, we hit that level our very first month in the business, but Generational Business Centers is when all your commissions start adding up, and you're now making, in addition to everything I just talked about, anywhere from 4 to 34% commission on all of the volume running through your business, and it all just depends how you're structured. And that gets a little bit complicated, but that's where the big money kicks in, gang. This is where you're making money off everybody in your organization. no matter why they're shopping, if you're responsible for the volume or any of your people are responsible for the volume or any of your people are responsible for the volume, you're getting paid. Pretty cool stuff. We've got leadership advisory council bonuses, and we've got healthy living account bonuses that kick in every month. 8 different profit centers, and that's a lot. We've got some information that you can study this if you want to, but let me show you how this plays out. Oh, almost forgot. We've got a $10,000 monthly bonus drawing. When you register 3 mission marketers in a month, you go into a drawing for $10,000. And I'll tell you, the month that I'm recording this, gang, 4 people were in that drawing. You had a 1 in 4 chance if you registered 3 people to be in that $10,000 drawing for $10,000. That takes place every single month in Beyond Organic, just for doing what you're already getting paid to do. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see how this comes together. A couple important definitions before we get into this. Point value, we call that PV. It's every consumable and some non-consumable Beyond Organic products carrying assigned point value. When a mission marketer purchases a product, they earn 100%, 75%, or 50% of the point value depending on the product purchase. Okay? And that's what we call point value. If you average out a shopping cart and you buy $100 worth of stuff, you're going to get about 65 points for that, depending on the stuff that you're buying if you average everything out. Some products are more profitable than others. Personal point value is the points achieved from products you are personally purchasing, plus points achieved from the purchases of your retail customers. Those all add together to be your personal point value. So if you're buying and you've got retail customers buying through your website, that all goes towards your personal point value. And then we look at our total team points, TTP. That's total points created by you, your retail customers, your preferred customers, and all mission marketers in your entire organization. So basically, everything everybody in your organization is buying, we call that total team points. And let me show you how this plays out. Step number 1 is to find 4 people that register at that $499 option. So if you look at you getting in this month for 500 points, you're basically getting 500 points with that $499 Fast Start package. That comes with 500 points. Register 4 people that do that. You're now what we call a manager in the business, meaning your total team points are over 1,000. You're actually at 2,500 total team points, and it's worth $400 in bonuses and commissions when you add up your enroller bonuses, your E1 3% bonuses, your first order bonuses, everything added together. It's worth about $400 your very first month. I love that because you spent $499 to get into a business, and you recouped 80% of the value your very first month if you just follow this simple example. Now let's take this a step further, and let's say that the people you enrolled now enroll some folks. Step 2 is help your 4 find 2, and now you'll reach that vice president level that I was talking to you about. So you registered your 4 people. Notice, you and your 4 people the second month, you're not doing 500 points, though. I've got you doing a normal 150 personal point circle, and that is the company average right now, so I'm being very conservative with my figures. But let's say your 4 people now place a regular order their second month of 150 points, and they each enroll 2 people with that $499 Fast Start pack. Look at what this looks like your second month in business. 4,600 total team points, and you're now making $706 in bonuses and commissions at the vice president level in the business. I love that because you've now made all of your money back. You're eating and drinking the healthiest foods and beverages on the planet for free. You're getting everything paid for after just your second month in the business with a very conservative. This is one of the most profitable compensation plans in the entire direct selling industry. Just a phenomenal program Jordan's put together. Now let's see how this stacks up if you really want to look at the big money. Do the VP plan, so the plan that I just showed you how to get to vice president. Just do that 3 more times, and you're a senior vice president, which is 16,000 total team points, and you're making anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month. A lot of people in America could walk away from their full-time jobs and pursue Beyond Organic on a full-time basis. And guys, I'm talking about putting in 10, 15 hours a week. I'm not talking about full time. I'm talking about doing this in your spare time, 1 or 2 nights a week, putting in a consistent effort to build a business and promote Beyond Organic. Remember, you're only sponsoring 4 people in a month. That means you're registering 1 person a week in Beyond Organic to stay active and to grow the way that we're talking about here. Do the VP plan 3 more times. You're a senior vice president making $2,000 to $5,000 a month. Keep it going. 64,000 total team points as executive vice president. You're now at a 6-figure yearly income and beyond. This is our 2-year plan, gang. Executive vice president is our 2-year plan to get you to $100,000 a year, and just about everybody can walk away from their full-time work and be a full-time mission marketer with Beyond Organic at that point. If you really want to go the distance with us, we've got some folks approaching global vice president after our very first year. It's $300,000 plus a year at 256,000 total team points. There's really some good money to be made with the Beyond Organic compensation plan. Look, Rich DeVos said, it's impossible to win the race unless you venture to run, impossible to win the victory unless you dare to battle. Folks, you've got to take action to achieve anything in life. Let's summarize what we're talking about here. You got an opportunity to partner with one of the greatest entrepreneurs and natural health experts of our time, Jordan Rubin. You can capitalize on the explosive organic food industry during its infancy stages prior to critical mass. Ground floor opportunity. Just as the industry is exploding, we're seeing it. It's mainstream. Organic, healthy eating and living has become mainstream today, and more people are grabbing hold of it. You've got a chance to get in right on the ground floor level. The industry's already figured itself out. It's just in the middle of an explosion right now, and you can get in on the front end of that. Fulfill a need that's not being met in any other way in America. People are seriously looking for this product line and can't find it. All you have to do is be the one to share it with them, gang. And the last thing is just make a difference in people's lives. I cannot tell you the success stories that have come from me introducing people to this food line and this way of living and this healthy lifestyle, not to mention this ground floor, unprecedented business opportunity. You know, Bill Gates said every American has $2 million opportunities cross their path. What's the difference between those that capitalize it on and those that don't? Some take action and some don't. Some recognize it and walk through the door. Others just see it as more work or something that won't work for them, and they go the other direction. Gang, don't make that mistake with this opportunity. You have absolutely nothing to lose. What are you risking? $499 gets you in on the ground floor of what could possibly be the greatest opportunity to cross your path in your lifetime. Get a hold of the person that introduced you to this website, that introduced you to this webinar and video. Ask them how you can get started. Get plugged in with the Go Beyond team and just come ride the wave with us, because we are having an explosively good time building Beyond Organic. Good night. God bless.